What do these images have in common? They're all very different, but I'm not crazy, I promise. Here's a hint. They belong to the same part of speech in English. Now can you get it? They're nouns. Hi, I'm Lindsay, and welcome to another cool episode of Bite Size English, your daily bite of English.
I'll be back.
In this episode, we're learning about count and non-count nouns, what they are, and some important tricks and tips you need to know. Visit our website, bitesizeenglish.com, for a chart to add the nouns you learned today, plus all the new nouns you learned throughout your English learning adventure. So, what is a noun anyway? Correct, a person, place, or thing. Nouns do have many functions, but to name a few, they can be used as subjects, objects, or complements. Like usual, let's begin easy and get to the difficult stuff later. So that means we start with count nouns. You might have heard that count nouns are things that you can literally count. This is true, but unfortunately, it's not that simple. Here are some tips for count nouns. They can be plural. Plural forms add s or es. Example, I have 3 pencils. James eats 2 sandwiches for lunch. They also use articles. I have a dog, just 1. They can be used with some, any, a few, and many. BSC has many followers. Other examples of count nouns are car, phone, book, tacos, and friends. And now, non-count nouns. It's not as easy as saying that we simply can't count these nouns because there are so many exceptions. For example, this is true for liquids like milk, water, juice. But there are non-count nouns that we can count, like money or even rice if you really wanted to. So this is how we're going to think about non-count nouns. They are not used in plural forms, and you can't put numbers in front of them. For example, you can't say rices, monies, milks. I have 10 monies? Wrong. You would say I have $10. They can be used with some, any, a little, and much. The students have a little homework. Dora doesn't drink any milk. Here are more examples of non-count nouns. Air, sand, homework, tea, traffic. Can you think of any more? For our last point, and I don't even want to tell you this, but there are nouns that are both count and non-count. I know, it's confusing and totally not fair. Let's look at some examples. Would you say chicken is count or non-count? Well, chicken is non-count if it's a food, but it's countable if it's an animal. Compare these two. I ate chicken last night. There are 14 chickens on the farm. If you were to say, I ate a chicken last night, people would think that you meant that you ate the whole chicken. Another example, coffee and coffees. Although coffee is non-count, people often say, I've had 3 coffees today, because they mean 3 cups of coffee. The same happens with beer too. Beer is non-count as a liquid, but when we say James had 2 beers with his 2 sandwiches, we're talking about the individual bottles, not the beer as a liquid. Context is important here for these tricky nouns. Well, that's all we have for you today.
Phew.
Practice makes perfect and really helps when learning nouns. When you learn new vocabulary, make it a point of knowing if it's a count or non-count noun. Charts also help and are really easy. Check out our website and print out the basic chart. Use the examples from this episode and place them in the correct category. Add more to the chart as you learn. Don't forget, if you like us, subscribe. If you don't want to miss an episode, subscribe. If you want even more, check out our website for the info on our new classes. We're always interested in your questions and comments, so check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching. See you next time on BSE.